Yay! Right, hello. Yeah, we're live, and this is the Friday Chill, also streamed on TikTok. So, yeah, what we'll be talking about this week, once I get going with TikTok, will be pop culture. So, movies, Star Wars, always a bit of Star Wars to talk about, and stuff like that. So, without any further ado, I shall be going live on TikTok in a second. Just trying to figure out something else. So, how you been? How's your week going so far? We've got the weekend to look forward to. Um, Let me know what you've been up to. Put a comment in the box below and tell me what you think. So, I'll just get the TikTok live going as well, and then we can begin. Hopefully, we'll get joined by Monty, who is always a pleasure to have on TikTok. He knows his stuff about Star Wars. Um, so, what you can see on the screen at the moment is my book. It's available on Amazon. And if you have the Kindle Unlimited program, you can download a copy for free, which is really helpful. Right. So let's just check a few things out. So, top chat. All right, that's not showing up, but it will do soon. So, here we go. Yep, there we go. So, what have you been up to? I've finished work, got the weekend off, and I've got a birthday party to go to, which I'm kind of looking forward to. So, what have you been doing? Have anyone been keeping up with Ahsoka? What do you think of Ahsoka so far? I thought it was only 6 episodes, but I think it could be 8 episodes in this particular series. I thought the world between worlds in this week's episode was pretty good. I loved the fact that they had a young Ahsoka and obviously Hayden Christian returning as Anakin. I thought that was probably one of the best scenes. I loved the flashes that you had with Anakin and his lightsaber as he walked into the mist, and that you saw the outline of Darth Vader. I thought that was very well done. The pacing of the show, I think, is still possibly a bit slow, and yeah, I know it's fictional, and I haven't been keeping up with all of the cartoons such as Clone Wars and Rebels, so I am a little bit behind with this whale thing. I like how they kind of dropped that Easter egg into with Ahsoka with the Mandalorian when they were obviously traveling in hyperspace, and you had that image of one of these whale things following along as well, which is pretty good. I mean, at least if you've watched all of the live action shows so far, they are dropping in those Easter eggs and foreshadowing some of the things that they plan to do with the rest of the series. Um, but is this classic Star Wars, i.e., are we going to look back on these live shows and think that they were really good, like we do with the original trilogy? I mean, nothing is going to beat the original trilogy. It's one of the best trilogy of films ever made. Lord of the Rings, I think, beats Star Wars. I know I'm not going to be very popular with that notion here, but that's my opinion, and everyone's entitled to them. I'd love to say the Alien franchise is better, but unfortunately, the Alien franchise kind of let itself go after Aliens. But that's just my favourite franchise of films overall. Aliens is the best science fiction film ever made. Period. So, what should we talk about then? I've just mentioned Ahsoka. What do you guys want to talk about? What are you doing at the weekend? Anything exciting, or not? So, thank you. I've got Gypsy King, who's liked the live on TikTok. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. Just need a few more people to join us on YouTube. So if you can watch me on both platforms, that'd be really cool. New window. Let's do that, because then this would be separate from that, which is good. Right, so let's have a look at what's happening in the world of movies. Let's do a different window, I think. About Safari. Yep, that's fine. I want another window. So let's have a look. Can I minus that? Okay. Let's have a look at the top 10 films, what we've got coming out, and what we've got to look forward to. I have heard that they're going to be doing another Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey film. Not too sure what I think of that. I didn't see the first one. I like the concept of Winnie the Pooh being some sort of psychopathic, murderous bear. It's certainly something different. I'm waiting for Cocaine Bear to come onto Sky Movies, because I think it's going to be quite a funny film based on a true story, i.e., there was a bear that managed to get his paws on an awful lot of a particular substance, which I'll probably get banned on because I've already mentioned it. I'm going to get banned on the live soon. So we'll run through the UK top 10 and the American top 10 movies and look at what we've got to look, what's going to be coming out very soon. Anyone interested in the Marvels when that comes out in November, I believe? It's not something that is appealing to myself. I think that they've kind of missed the boat with what they're doing with Miss Marvel. Brie Larson, is she a good actress? Terrible actress? Too much of an activist and not an actress? Who knows? I think the fact that they shoehorned her into Endgame just to really try and give her character something to do. Was it really worth it? Well, I don't think it was. I think Endgame would have been just as good a film without her. Brie Larson has did cause a few rifts between the other cast members of the Avengers, but she seems to have mellowed down. I think Brie Larson has mellowed down in recent months. Perhaps she's realised that saying your opinion about certain things isn't necessarily going to appeal to people, particularly when you want them to go and watch your film. So, I don't know who that is. Jake? Don't know who that is. So, let's have a rundown with the UK top 10 movies. UK top 10. And if TikTok's watching, please make this app available on the Mac, please. Not everyone has a PC. And then we'll be able to use the studio features as well as PC users do. So UK top 10 movies. Going to be streaming live for about another half an hour, 45 minutes. We'll probably come off air about 10:30. So give you an idea of how long I'm on for. I like doing these lives on a Friday because it's a nice end of the week. Just sit down, chat, talk films. So the UK cinema box office top 10. Equalizer Part 3. I would like to go and see that actually. So the films this week are The Nun 2, which is a horror film. Jarwan. Don't know much about that particular film. The Equalizer 3. Yes, I would like to go and see the Equalizer 3. Didn't see the second one, but my wife and I went to see the first one, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. I think Denzel Washington is an extremely talented actor. Definitely one of the greats at the moment, the modern greats of cinema. Then coming in at number 4, we have Barbie. My wife went to see it. She wasn't overly impressed with it, but then it is really kind of aimed for kids, really. Past Lives, don't know too much about that one. Oppenheimer, still in the top 10 at number 6. This is all in the UK, by the way. We'll get to the American top 10 in a second. Then we have My Big Fat Greek Wedding, number 3. Haven't seen any of those films. I did have a good friend at work who was Greek, and she loved the first one. So who knows whether or not she's seen the third one. Sound of Freedom. That's a film that I would like to go and watch and just see what all the furore is about, just for myself really, because I like to watch a film and form my own opinion. I wouldn't sit here unless it was an absolute dog's dinner of a movie, and I wouldn't come on here and say, oh, I wouldn't bother watching this, because we all like different things. Then we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Yep. In at number 9. And number 10, we have Blue Beetle. So last week, because I didn't do this last week, so the previous top 10 were, so close it down, 3rd of September. They were, The Equalizer was number 3 last week, with Barbie number 2 and Oppenheim number 3. Sound of Freedom 4, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 5, Elemental 6, Meg 2 The Trench, Blue Beetle, Haunted Mansion and Cobweb. So that was last week's top 10 films. So thank you very much. We're still... So we can jump to America now and see what's going on with the USA. What's going on with their movies? A bit slow. Somebody that I like to watch on his lives just says I'm not a producer, which is true. I'm not a producer. So if you've got any interest in watching me on YouTube, please do. I'm streaming simultaneously on YouTube with a little advert for my book as well. So if you like science fiction books, then do check out my novel on the Amazon Kindle store. If you have the Kindle Unlimited program, you can download a copy of it for free. And how that works is I get paid per page that you read, or per page that you flick those pages, I get a little bit more money. I get something like 0.5 pence, 0.1 pence per page. So as you see, I'm going to be rich very soon. So US top 10 movies today. So what have they got? Oh, top 10 US box office. So very similar to the UK actually. The number 1 in America at the moment is The Nun 2. Then at number 2 you have The Equalizer. My Big Fat Greek Wedding at number 3. Jawan is at 4. Barbie at 5. Blue Beetle at 6. So Blue Beetle's grossed a total of $65 million so far. So will it break even? I don't think so, because I think it had a budget of like 150, 200 million just for the budget. So it's going to have to gross at least 400 million just to break even, because the cost of advertising and stuff just double the price of the movie if you want to get an idea of how much it's going to have to make before it even starts making a profit. Gran Turismo. I do have a merch store if anyone wants to support the channel. Gran Turismo. Is that a Guy Ritchie film? Gran Turismo, I think it is a Guy Ritchie film. Oppenheim at number 8, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at 9, and Bottoms at 10. So I'm going to actually have a look at Jawan, because now that I can see an image of it, it's something possibly going to be interesting. So what have we got? A high-octane action thriller which outlines the emotional journey of a man who is set to rectify the wrongs in the society. Okay, anything else? So it's probably going to be a foreign language film, going by the cast. I could be wrong, be open to being wrong on that. The trailer looks pretty good. The trailer does look pretty good. Oh, thank you, Karen. I like wearing wigs too. Yeah. Thank you, Zara. Thank you for the follow. Do you know it takes me forever to do my hair? Director Atlee, writers Samit Arora, Atlee, Ramo Romanagav. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that one. Right. So yeah, that actually looks like an okay film. So, most anticipated movies. Just see if we can get a little bit more on the storyline, because I like the sound of that. I wonder if it'd be one of those films that goes straight to Netflix though once they finish streaming. That's a shame. Thank you, Cara, for the live. Okay. Yeah, I could see myself going to see that. So if it is a foreign language film, it'd have to be subtitled or dubbed. So it comes under the action thriller. So that's not bad actually. For that to be at number 4 in the USA with $7.5 million made so far, that's pretty cool. So is that available in the UK? Let's go back. No, it's not in the UK. It's not in the UK top 10 at the moment, so I wonder whether or not that would get a UK release. Yeah, because there was a little bit of controversy with The Sound of Freedom, because it was initially only released in America, and they didn't have international release dates, but it became such a popular film in the States that they did actually get distribution worldwide. Now, those of you that are familiar with the channel will appreciate, or at least know, that I'm a massive Aliens fan, and I also love Godzilla. We've got a new Godzilla film coming out this year by the original Toho Studios, and it's Godzilla -1. I've got a feeling that this is going to be a little bit of a when I can pronounce it. It's going to be a bit of a reboot of the franchise, because they're going back to Godzilla's roots, which was very much set after the Second World War, and this is where Godzilla -1 is taking place. It looks really good. Now, the guy so you've got the writer, who is also the director and also in charge of the VFX. He's put all the VFX himself, done all of them himself. And it looks really good, really good. And if I can just get that going on here, would I be? I'll stream it without the sound effects, and then that way, hopefully, won't breach any copyright infringement. He says. So yeah, it really does look good, and this would be my type of film. And this is coming out in November, I believe. So let's do that. So I need to flip the camera, don't I? Flip camera. There we go. So this is the new Godzilla film coming out by Toho Studios, and I mean, just the whole quality. Look at that. That is brilliant. And then you've got Godzilla obviously doing his thing. The attention to detail of the effects is just incredible. And looking at this, comparing it to what we've had from New Line Cinema with their version of Godzilla, this looks, for me, this is it. This looks fantastic. I mean, you can just see the outline of Godzilla. I'm really excited for this. Now, this is going to be coming out in November in Japan. Again, this is one of those films I don't think has got an international release date, but because of the phenomenon that is Godzilla, I can see this coming to cinema very soon in the UK. I mean, it is just absolute class. I mean, the quality of the animation, everything. It's December the 1st, and that's in Japan. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. In the meantime, we also have the Godzilla TV show coming to Apple. Thank you, Wendy Weir, but I'm just flying solo tonight. Cheers. So yeah, you've got the Apple TV have got the rights, and they're doing Monarch. It's Monarch something or other. which again, it looks like they've nailed the special effects for the TV show. Given the fact that it's on Apple, I wouldn't expect production values to be any less than a good quality movie. But again, because it's for a streaming service, they are very hit and miss, aren't they? The quality of the shows. Netflix have struggled sometimes. They produce something amazing like Stranger Things, and then they'll give you something that isn't really kind of on par with Stranger Things. Amazon. Now, Amazon, for streaming purposes and the quality of their own shows, I think that they're second best to Netflix, because I did try and watch the Lord of the Rings when they done the Rings of Power. I did try and watch it, but I just found the pacing really slow, and it was a little bit of a choppy, and the editing a bit choppy with regards to going from one scene to another and back again, half foots and all that. So I wasn't really a fan of the actual TV show. Now, give me a Peter Jackson film, Lord of the Rings, and I've watched that many times over. In fact, when we went to Australia, I actually downloaded the films onto my phone, because then that's like 13, 14 hours of entertainment, which is really, really cool. So, yeah, I mean, streaming services, they do tend to vary in quality. So, what was we going to do? We was going to have a look for the Apple TV shows. Now, the strange thing is, as much of a Godzilla fan I am, I've got my little Funko Pops of aliens. I've got my aliens miniatures. I haven't actually got Godzilla miniatures, which is quite bad. And I think the reason why I haven't got a Godzilla miniature is because they just, it's going to sound really stupid, but they just look too toy-like. Try saying that in better, too toy-like. Toy-like. So Godzilla. It's called Monarch something. TV. Monarch Legacy. Here we go. There's another one that we've got coming up. So we go here. And again, you think about what Apple have done. They must have spent so much money. Flip camera. Yeah, they must have spent so much money to create this particular show. I'm not sure how many episodes that they're going to have, but again, it looks the biz. It really does look the biz. San Francisco. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Now, I do have a Apple subscription, but I tend not to watch it because I've been a little bit disappointed with their content. I did watch C, which Apple kind of really did promote it as like their Stranger Things. They wanted everybody to go and watch C with Jason Momoa. I couldn't get into it, and I couldn't really understand the logic behind the show. Now, I did, someone thought I had an issue with blind people, and I said that I couldn't really get into it. And I haven't got any issue. We've all got disabilities. Some aren't visible as others. So the premise of C is that you have this entire blind community who somehow are still able to function with technology, build and create various things. And I just kind of felt, well, that's not really... well, thank you. Thank you for the compliment. Yeah, they didn't really apply much logic to it or explain how this particular society was able to really thrive and do everything else that people with sight can do. So, yeah, I just a little bit of interest in that. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Yep, I'll invite you, Mr. Steampunk. Cool. You right, mate? You right, Monty?
Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you all right. You're live on YouTube at the same time.
Say again?
So we're live on YouTube at the same time and doing a streaming on both platforms.
Oh, I ain't put my makeup on, man. You should have warned me.
It's all right. We can only see you on TikTok, but yeah, you'll hopefully the audience can hear you on YouTube. So
That's cool.
yeah.
Well, if you're watching this on YouTube, you might as well check out the Steampunk Wordsmith podcast on YouTube also.
There you go. Check that out.
Shameless self-promotion.
I don't care, mate. You're more than welcome to. So it's great to have you on Friday Live again.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's I had a minor disaster in the week though.
Right.
My external hard drive broke.
Oh, that's more than just a minor disaster, isn't it?
I don't know, but I have to say it's a minor disaster to keep myself sane.
Okay, yeah.
Like the book that's coming out in December I had on my hard drive because I'm working on that.
Yeah.
On my my computer, my internal hard drive.
Yeah.
And books 2 and 3 because I'm working on the beta draft and the alpha draft of them respectively.
Right.
They were on my hard drive as well and on the cloud. But everything else, like all my outlines and everything, and my research notes was on my external hard drive. And the reason being is it was just simpler to arrange them on my external.
Yeah.
But, I took it into the shop and they tried to recover it and they said it was going to be $550 to do the next level of recovery and there was no guarantee that it would work.
Right.
And I was like, well, I'm not paying that.
No, I don't blame you.
Most of it's in my head anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. You just need those prompts, don't you? Just to
yeah, it's like yesterday I called my mum up in a mad panic and I said, Mum, I was trying to work out how much a ton of coal would have cost in 1854. And,
right.
My mum's typical black country woman. She's like, I'm not that old. I was like, no, I just needed to know if it cost $80 a household.
Right.
In 1850, because I have that on a cost of living sheet.
Yeah.
I says, so how much did we used to use? Because I was too young to remember, how much coal we used to buy. And she said 200 weights a week. I said, okay then, so 200 weight, that's 224 pounds. So 224 pounds, so that is, and I worked it all out how much it was a ton, and I was like,
Oh, you're gone.
Yeah.
You're back.
It's a lot. I said, Suffolk was 75 pence a ton then in 1850, and she went 8 and 6. I was like, knock it off. And then I had to come and have to Don. And she's like, why do you need that level of detail in your book? And I said, you just do.
Yeah, you do. You do.
You need to know, because when somebody says it's going to cost $3,000 a vehicle to take part in the race, in coal costs, if someone goes and fact checks you, they're like, oh, he knows his stuff. And he says, and it's like, you just can't get away with winging it.
No, you can't. You can't. So, I've stuck with Ahsoka. What do you think this week's episode?
This week's episode, I have mixed feelings on.
Right.
Because it was like 2 episodes in one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I love the fact that we saw Hayden Christensen again.
Yeah.
And we not only did we see Hayden Christensen, we got a tie-in to an existing Clone Wars episode in live action.
Yeah.
And the younger Ahsoka actually resembled the animated Ahsoka, which I thought was excellent.
She was really. I thought they got a casting spot on for the young Ahsoka.
That's what I said. It was absolutely
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah. I hope she carries on acting, because some child actors get one part and decide it's not for them. But I'd like to see her in other things. I think she's definitely got the talent to do that.
It's opened it up for the potential that we might get an Ahsoka show that tells what she was doing between the Clone Wars and Rebels.
Yeah.
You know, we might actually see what she was doing. Will that girl appear in season 2 of Andor?
Yeah.
Fulcrum.
Yeah.
They're both codename Fulcrum.
Right.
So, you know, that was like exciting for me.
Yeah.
And then the second part of the show, I was like, you gave us a lot of build there with what might happen with Jason.
Yeah.
And you left Hera behind. Now, I was really enjoying looking at the one who played Hera. I mean, I was really enjoying the acting of Hera. You know? And so Hera and Jason said do that. And Carson is now this single, the one guy who has appeared in every live action series.
Right.
So every fellow, he hasn't appeared as a young character in Andor yet, but every live action TV show, he's appeared in, apart from Andor, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah.
I was a bit disappointed we didn't see Zeb go, because we did see Zeb in The Mandalorian in season 3. Zeb appeared. So why would they do that with Zeb and then bring him into the Ahsoka show? Which leads me to the next question. Are we setting up a Rebels series? Yeah, like Rebels, or are we setting up some kind of thing involving Harrison Dune and Chase? I want that confirming before I decide whether they just abandon the characters mid-season. That's my only gripe. I just want to know what's going on.
How many episodes is Ahsoka? I was under the impression it was going to be 6. But it can't be, can it? Or is it 8?
I think it's 8, because if it was 6, we've only got 1 episode left.
Yeah. I don't know where I got 6 episodes from.
I think it would be 8, because one, you know, like 8 would be good, because I want to see Thrawn, and I want to see Ezra Bridger right at the end of the last episode. I don't want to see him before that. I think it's like, let us earn it.
Do you think they will do that?
I think they will, because I know in my head canon I've got a lot of things happening, and I want to see how it goes out.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to mind, because Ahsoka has been done very well.
Yeah. That's why I'm kind of glad you joined us, because of your in-depth knowledge of Star Wars. I mean, you practically live it, to be honest.
Yeah, I do. Let me roll upstairs and go to the charger.
Okay.
Because I don't want to lose you. But yeah, I'm very excited for what's going to happen next. Now that the Dinjar arc is pretty much finished, I want to see what's happening with the Mandalorian, I want to see what's happening with Ahsoka, and are we going to get that Rebels spin-off? The live action Ghost. Well, can we just take a moment to just say how brilliant it is to see the live action Ghost?
Yeah, definitely. It is a cool shit.
Yeah.
It's definitely cool shit. And Chopper, come on, they've done a really good job with Chopper.
They've done a really good job with Chopper.
Yeah.
I do want to say something. Let me get situated here first. Because The Purgles are fantastic.
Yeah.
But what I want to say, as thanks to Dave for is the world between worlds.
Yeah.
How well it was done. And how he used his time travel to control like a place in the force.
Yeah. The only thing that I would say with that is again, I've heard of the world between worlds, just from myself and other like Star Wars people. But for me, they didn't really explain what it was or anything. Ahsoka just disappeared. And from the disconcerting viewer, as far as we're concerned, she's been underwater for an hour, 2 hours, and then suddenly she can come up to the surface and still be breathing. So I think they're leaning a little bit too much on the fact that the people that understand the world between worlds, rebels, and everything else, they're not taking into consideration people like myself who are a little bit new to this sort of stuff.
Okay, well. The world between that many, it wasn't a big focus in Rebels.
Right.
It was in one episode.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Think of the world between worlds as being a place where your brain where you as a Jedi can go.
Yeah.
To seek counsel outside of the existing world. So
Yeah.
while you might be there for 2 hours, you might not actually be there for 2 hours because we don't know how long she was actually there in that water.
No.
And when you see her, she's not underwater, she's floating.
Yeah. She is underwater, but she's near the top.
Yeah.
But she has to swim up.
Yeah, is the underwater consciousness underwater between worlds?
This is, I get what you're saying, but Ahsoka's getting an awful lot of criticism. I mean, I've watched a couple of videos where they've heavily criticised the fact that potentially she's even if you say she's underwater for 10 minutes, she's still underwater for 10 from a noob perspective. She's still underwater, unable to breathe for 10 minutes. Now, I don't know what particular species might be able to survive many hours underwater without any oxygen. But they just a little bit more explanation.
I would like to look at that scene again and have a close look where the always flowing.
Yeah.
And I can't do it on here to actually show you what I see. But I'm going to ask everyone to go back who's got better eyesight than I have.
Yeah.
If the water is flowing differently on her face to the rest of the water, she's in a force bubble.
Right.
Which happens subconsciously. Just go there. Now, one of the things that they did with the force bubble was really cool, and a lot of people missed it in episode 8, which I consider to be a consistent movie, by the way.
Yeah.
But one thing I did love about that movie, if you look at Princess Leia's face, if you look closely, you can actually see the force bubble around her.
Right.
You can see the dust on her cheeks and everything. It's actually standing off her, just like millimeters of her. But that force bubble is suspended in space, and a lot of people miss that because there's one thing about episode 8 is the visuals were fantastic. And we've already had 2 references to this would be another sequels. That ties it together. Because That might be the case. You may have been in a lower
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
And I need to take a closer look at the video footage and see. And if it is, that is the case, I'll make a video.
Which would make sense. But I still feel it comes down to the fact that what they've made is being misinterpreted because people haven't delved into the law and history as much as somebody like yourself, and they're trying to appeal to a mainstream audience. So if you go and appeal to a mainstream audience, just a line of dialogue or something just to explain what's going on, so people don't look at it, and then doing these negative reviews. Because when Ahsoka first came out, we spoke about this. I was a little bit. Am I really going to implement this? And then you highlighted a few things, which got me thinking. I'm possibly watching this from the wrong point of view. Shall we say that? And I've started to love it slightly differently. I'm enjoying it more.
I want to just point out how much of the expansion universe is actually in Ahsoka, not directly, but indirect references to it. Like the Fallen Jedi.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are saying they're great Jedi. No, there's no such thing as a great Jedi. It's Star Wars, it's still the legends.
Yeah.
What the Filoni verse is doing very well now, doing an old show. And it's been done again, and it was also done in Andor.
Right.
They are bringing into Star Wars from legends.
Yeah.
So what I want everyone to do when they're doing the Star Wars from the side is if you were a Legends fan, or you've heard of Legends and you've actually read any of it, think of it like this. The first thing that starts the Star Wars saga, the first thing we ever saw on screen. I saw it in 1977. People might have saw it a lot later.
Yeah.
But this line was actually in the last episode of Ahsoka, and I cheered. The more it was like, what's the matter? Because it's in a galaxy far away. Jason said it.
Yeah.
The only line is that every Star Wars movie in a galaxy far away a long time ago.
Yeah.
Sorry, a long time ago in a galaxy far away. So when you think of legends, when you think of the actual canon, think of it like this. We are now thousands of years in the future.
Yeah.
And legends is being told by people. Imagine it's like like you're sitting around a campfire, image meeting, right?
Yeah.
And you've got a bard who's called the town who's recreating this, and they're telling the story.
Right.
Much the same way in Dragon, we're telling the story in Dragonheart.
Yeah.
Right. So when the legend of the Star Killer, and you see Darth Vader dominated in the last Star Killer did.
Right.
Think of it as legend is just a main story. So Darth Vader or Anakin Skywalker could easily be more Star Killer.
Yeah.
So look at that. So when we see the legends in there, I'm like, okay, because we treat legends as a legend and they're legend in our universe.
Yeah.
Maybe we're seeing some of the things that happen in expanded universe being done by the main characters, and our story has just been mixed up from a long time ago. You've got to get that kind of imagination.
Yeah.
If you watched the beginning of last episode, and all of the dark side stuff that Ahsoka used.
Right.
She used a lot of dark side trickery.
Yeah.
She she deflected into one guy, grabbed him with the force, threw him in front of another one, and then turned around and chopped another guy in half.
Yeah.
Right. And then she force choked the not fallen Jedi apprentice. But that was a good thing. That was because these are fallen Jedi. You use the force choke.
Yeah.
Ahsoka. Right. So we have this new. I don't want to say grey. I want to say grey. And so they are grey Jedi. We have this very strong forces with the Jedi training.
Yeah.
After the Jedi Order has fallen, they are no longer Jedi, but they have the skills.
Yeah.
So to get to the point, I'm just understand the point I'm making. If you are watching a Star Wars show now, remember there's something from the legends in it, and there is someone out there, I need to use that. There's Rockstar, there's me, there's Star Wars Beyond, there's Boundary, Element 7. All Star Masters are out there.
Yeah.
If you've got a question, ask. Save your own to read. I mean, I will say books. Right.
Yeah. There's
Because I have. So much knowledge anymore. You're also seeing the High Republic now, which is some of the greatest Star Wars story ever.
Yeah.
So don't take what you see on screen. They're not going to begin on screen because to explain it, changing to books.
Yeah.
And the explanation given in the books is far better to learn to do it in a show can give you.
Yeah. I take that on board. It's just a shame to see something like. Look, because again, I know differently, and it's a shame to see something that is and can be enjoyable, berated by the person that are fixated on. If you like the past, until the prequel, for them that's what Star Wars should be, and they can't see beyond that. So all these subtleties you put in the legends, they're not picking up on. They're rather sit there and berate what Disney are doing.
Well, unfortunately, the internet, everyone knows what somebody knows.
Yeah.
I can't stop them doing that. Stop them doing that. But what I would say is people who are a fan of trilogy only, they're fans of the original trilogy. They're still a Star Wars. They're fans of the original trilogy. You have people who are fans of everything Star Wars. I am not one of those. I do not like episode 8.
Yeah.
But the controversy on calling herself Star, yes, she can.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She done what?
And we've lost him. Probably his battery. Yeah. Come back, one ten. We give one if you get she'll be back. He'll be back. Possibly just needs to connect this phone. But I can acquaintance on sites to the Alien franchise. I'm an absolute massive Alien fan. I love the first two films. And there are people out there that enjoy Aliens versus Predators. And if the Alien versus Predator you were bad, knock yourself out. Sit here and say like nothing to do with the franchise. That's up to you. I was really surprised. Somebody that I know. Let's invite back. Invite in. Now I know somebody who
wrote A-level thesis, Alien Resurrection, which really surprised me because the age that they are. Alien Resurrection, Alan Simon, when they were doing their A-levels, they were a big science fiction fan, and they based their thesis on the Latin. Impressed me. It surprised me. I didn't realise this person was a real science fiction against, and that's what the geeks. And again, like different things. We need to be more developed in our own communities. That's what makes us who we are. And that's why I don't do really political TikTok when I go live. Because politics and lived at the front of the back door. We're talking about pop culture in a friendly manner as well. There you go. You're back wanted. Seeing a little busy singing. Let's try that again. If launch is connecting. It's connecting again. I can hear you.
You can?
Yeah.
Okay, I never heard anything.
That's a connection to down. Oh. Let's try that again. Anyway. Right. It says that you're joining.
Yeah, joining. Let me take my camera on. Okay, there we go.
I don't know what I was saying. I was just saying my favourite franchise is the Aliens films. And just because somebody enjoying Aliens versus Predator doesn't make them any less of an alien than myself. We just happen to have two different opinions on the franchise. As simple as that.
I wouldn't say because I didn't yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't be a real Aliens fan.
Right.
And I was like, how can possibly be the loss of one to determine that?
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's just not as real as every other movie.
No. However,
because it doesn't explain itself fully.
However, a lot of the concept, the original script was Prometheus. They had it set originally on a planet cell. They had it based on a pyramid with a different species of alien. So yeah, when you're looking into the actual origins, alien. It's Prometheus. It's possibly the best interpretation of the first script, the franchise.
Yeah, and I got that again when I started my movie.
Yeah.
It took me a while. I had to watch retweet, like,
right.
Okay, you know.
Yeah.
And when I actually, because I'm not really when I understood yes was.
Yeah.
I suddenly, they invaded the Xena. They also humanity.
Yeah.
Did they also I'd like to think so. But then again, I found out the Predators were supposed to have created the Xena more as the ultimate to hunt.
Yeah.
So. But anyway, I love the aliens in space.
Yeah.
Alien is a social commentary on Vietnam.
And Cameron said that, hasn't
he? Yes, he has. But I picked up on that almost immediately. the reference to his shotgun, the shotgun.
Yeah.
And what the writing on the hats. And everything, and the game over.
Yeah.
There was a lot of 80s references in that.
Yeah.
Or in the 80s references, maybe the 80s, but
Makes sense.
it's
It's released in 86.
almost 37 years,
I
mate.
know. It's still being bettered. In my opinion.
The director's got his better aliens. The director's got better, even though the original cast is fantastic.
Yeah.
The director's got a little make it a little better.
It does.
The relationship between relationship between Ripley not losing her daughter being her daughter was in the 90s.
Her daughter died and she was in the story. I think it was 64 when she died. And because she was 57 years in space.
Yeah.
57 years in space. She was 11 and she was 68 in the film.
68, so only with 68.
No, her daughter was 68.
That's what I mean. It was like, and Nuke's about 11 years old when she meets her. So being in the, I think Aliens 3 because they in the beginning because we had all that everything and Michael Bean's character, Higgs and Higgs in that movie.
It was Hudson Hicks.
No, there's the other one as well.
We had
Hudson,
Hicks, Vasquez, Drake, Burke, Gorman,
Bishop,
Android, Pharaoh, Pilot V, Dropship, Spunkmeyer. Now ask me to name 7 dwarfs. I'll make it 3.
I just know the 7 dwarfs in Battlefield. It's just a show. Happy, dark, dopey, sneezy, bashful, happy, grumpy.
He said happy twice.
Okay, sorry, happy, bashful.
Yeah.
Sneezy.
Right. You got this written down.
No. Happy, sneezy, grumpy.
Yeah.
Dopey.
Yeah.
Dark. Those teacher. Dark.
Great thinking there, isn't it?
Happy, sneezy. Bashful, dopey. Sneezy.
If anyone can name 7 dwarfs, put it in the comments.
No, that's when I was very podcast. Morning. No. Docs, anyone that doesn't have anything whatsoever. Docs, that comes on the 6 more. Happy, grumpy. Happy and the opposites. Bashful and dopey. Sneezy. You're looking it up. Computer. What are the names of the 7 dwarfs?
Dopey, Bashful, Sneezy, Happy,
I said them all. I said them all.
She sped up. What were they again?
Computer. What are the names of the seven dwarfs? Sleepy.
Yeah. What are you missing?
He was freaking quiet. I was asleep. I can name everything from the 66.
Rex.
CT 1 through 20,000 is the actual thing, because they ordered 20,000 units.
Yeah.
And they'll all start with CT, so CT 0. There is one woman called Trooper. Yeah, her name's Sister.
Right.
Yeah, she appears in Brotherhood, the book. And I have a picture of her in my Luminous Galaxy book. It lists every woman character up until Star Wars Resistance.
Right.
Avata's not in there. Yes, sister two mentioned. One sister one mentioned. And everyone may say a future character for the first batch, because she would have been considered altered.
Right.
Deleting scene.
Right. Lots of deletes.
There's lots of deletes. One until now. Female Imperial officer.
Right.
Who gets the first Death Star attack on Kyber.
Right.
She's the arms of their team of scout troopers. Yeah, it's in the book. But he was filming the They said it was unnecessary because they hadn't won any empathy for the. It was too empathetic to the Empire.
Right.
For that part.
Yeah.
But the women who were in the battle at the end actually originally filmed Return of the Jedi. They used old footage.
Yeah.
They actually used Return of the Jedi footage for the X-Wing pilot show. Because there is women X-Wing pilots Return of the Jedi.
Right.
And B-Wing pilot.
Yeah.
You never see any of the X-Wing pilots.
Because with the original film, Star Wars, which went on to become there was actually supposed to be Blue Squadron with the attack on the Death Star. However, because of the green screen technology at that time, whenever they tried to show off Blue Squadron, obviously they were on the X-Wing, didn't show on camera. So they did Blue Squadron, but then Blue Squadron next leave it's the squadron that actually ends up doing fight scenes with Rogue One. And they done that to kind of explain why Blue Squadron wasn't in A New Hope.
Yeah.
Blue Squadron
is in B-Wings in the Jedi. If you go on Sci-Fi last week, you see Blues again in X-Wings. Plus we also saw some E-Wings for the first time in live action.
Yeah. I didn't notice Blue Squadron was the
Blue Squadron insignia was on there. Because we have the name squadron, the Alphabet Squadron.
Right.
Alphabet Squadron, Rogue Squadron, red, blue, green and gold.
Right.
There is another one named in Alphabet Squadron. There is another one named and there is another one named recently in it's the prequel to episode 7. The book. Lando and Luke Skywalker and how the life for me. But it takes you right up to they find in the seasons the sands in episode 9.
Right.
It actually shows you them sinking in the sand at the end of the book. So that's as far as it takes. There is a squadron named that as well.
Right.
So there are two more named squadrons, but I can't remember. And there's a couple of named squadrons, an X-Wing squadron, TIE Fighter squadron. There's like six or seven named TIE Fighter squadrons. Some are legend, others are canon. If you, it's hard to listen to on a wheel. But if anyone watching there who like to read, I don't like it because it's third person, which I can't listen to it on wheel. She walks to the couple. It's like. I feel like I'm listening to audio description on Netflix. Into the book,
Right.
So if you read if you read Aftermath,
Yeah.
and then you read the Aftermath trilogy. That actually takes you until the same point as Luke Skywalker with Lando in the book I was talking about. I can't think of the name of it for the life of me. It's killing me. He introduces the character that is going to be in Accolade.
Right.
Not Accolade. The word I'm looking for. I'm sorry, I was writing a lot of today. My brain's full tonight. I'm trouble thinking some of the books.
Yeah. Is it one necessary?
Yeah. If it's the Acolyte. Well, the Acolyte's in that book.
Right.
Or an Acolyte saying one year strange revenge one in the book.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good series of books that are taking place right now. Jedi, Force Awakens. There's a lot of Alphabet Squadron starts. He didn't actually use the celebration of Endor when it starts. And you see one of the guys who's sort of like they're still in full-on party mode.
Yeah.
First LGBTQ characters as well.
Right.
LBGTQ interspecies, the fact that they are both aliens, interspecies, so I don't get that. It was like, didn't see that coming either.
Right.
And I'll it's an algebra. But it takes a lot of explanation. It's quite dark. It's quite dark.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of explanation into PTSD is obviously it's like almost a comparison of what happens after receiving the soldiers inside.
Yeah.
And they have to they have lost, but then they line their loyalties back to the victor, the difficulties they go through. You also see a T1 droid. T1 droid is that is the torture droid in the interrogate Princess Leia.
Yeah.
That's converted to become a counselor. So you've got a T1 counselor droid.
Yeah.
That follows around the main character. It's concerned about her mental health.
Sounds like it's not the galaxy.
It's got that vibe. Because of that vibe.
Yeah.
Erica Quell is just a really strong character, and so is her squadron. But you've got an A wing, a B wing, an X wing, and a B wing. And U wing, and the U wing is the one that they use in Rogue One.
Right.
Scarish.
Right. Cosplay. Have you been to? I think it's going to a convention last we spoke. Have you been?
I thought it was back from the convention. No, I think it was the Friday I was there. If I was downstairs.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, all of my cosplay pictures were on the art drive. Not just the pictures from characters from the books and everything. Well, I found my cosplay crew on the other night when I was there. When I was just on the costumes. So we're gonna have a big mega shoot.
Yeah, I've been asked the question. Let's name a country from Edo. I'm going with Kenya. What about you, Monty?
What do you mean for an edit?
I'm guessing this is for a video.
Name a country.
I'm going with Kenya.
I'm going to give it a really interesting one. I am going to say all countries are interesting. I'm going to say let's take a look at Cambodia.
Okay, that would be interesting. You've got two there. Liwondoa, Skigoat. That's the person that's asked the question.
The one Skigoat.
Yeah, the one Ski.
Oh God, greatest of all time. It's an American thing.
Right.
If you're the champion, you're the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
It's like
this is what we're going to say.
But yeah, I did the safari gentleman costume.
Yeah.
Edwardian driver. I won them on the log contest.
Brilliant.
I defeated Julian Chelsea and lost my crown in the next round. He'd been champion for 2 years, and I'd be, and then my wife played me. So she's now the reigning champion. Somebody beefs her wife, so she's the reigning champion. And I also won the national competition. I won that, and I won just a mini competition. So we almost proved to win with the Triple Crown.
Cool.
So next year I'm going for all 4 competitions. Cosplay. Yeah. Amateur. I'm going amateur. I'm not going pro. Because I haven't won amateur yet, so you can't enter pro until you've won one.
Right.
So I got to end up amateur cosplay. She's surprised at absolutely everywhere. I'm not telling her neither human being other than my wife. She has to go because she has to go and buy me part of it.
Right. Okay.
But I'm going to for just a minute. And I'm going to tease you in again, and I'm also going to go for monologue again. I didn't know I might even enter Lancy and Air as well.
What's that one?
It's teapot racing, remote control teapot race. It's like a decathlon of 3 different events. So you have the teapot event, racing event, which you drive a teapot around a remote control teapot around the sun course. There you go. The boat. It's that same thing, but it's a boat. It's not a steamboat boat, and you have to risk your own boat on site. And they give you the engine to put in it. You know. And then the Zeppelin race, the dirigible race, which is you have to do all the and it goes along the line.
Right.
So like you jets in along the line, and you go down along the line and then down to a lap. So that's the Lancy. It was brand new this year. They just put the air bit in.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, well, you should get drones for that. And that takes all the fun out of it.
Yeah.
The drone, you know, you've got to. And there was a steampunk escape room there this year, but we didn't do it. We didn't have lives. Because I had 5 panels, plus I was invited to 2 other ones.
Right.
So I was late.
Busy.
I was busy because I was also filming the cosplay competition for content.
Right.
I did put that on TikTok, the amateur version, but the professional ones of it. Yeah. I had a conversation with Rage, which I've not done in like 15 years, 20 years, maybe longer. It came back pretty quick as well. It was like I struggled on the first couple of exchanges.
Yeah.
And then it sped up again. But I couldn't tell you what we talked about. It was just once I got comfortable.
Yeah.
We just started chatting because this woman cosplayer, she came down from Quebec in Canada.
Yeah.
And she was like, she told me je suis Fabrice de le chapeau. C'est très bien.
I have no idea what you just said.
She made her own skirt and she made the hat.
Is that what she said?
Les blouses on the thrift stores, like, you know, just like that. From a thrift store.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she was saying she decorated herself. And we just had a conversation with that, and then, you know, it was like, how she can't do it and everything, what panel we just had a quick conversation. So if you trust the guy who was standing next to me, who was like, you speak French? Just like, I'm German. Don't ask me to. I did the Western costume on the Sunday.
Right.
I was absolutely soaked wet through with sweat on the Saturday morning. It was like I was a mess because I was so nervous about doing the monologue competition.
Yeah.
And it was the theme was steampunk Cavaliers. So heroes is basically steam. And I stood up and did the monologue. I stand before you today. A picture of all of the rugged Ransomers of the British Empire, and all of the guts of the British Empire can muster, and the fine, and with all of the character, the finest British born school we can provide. That was it. I had in there, you know.
Yeah.
It was the days in, I said, The magic of placing a tender kiss upon the cheek of my wife is only made possible from having known the comradeship between men when we took each other's manhood in hand and charged for all the world of the enemy. It was all like innuendo, like and stuff. It took me a while to write, and then practicing performing it as well, you know.
Yeah.
But I won. They said by a vast margin. It was like he was scored out at 112, and I got like 106.
That's pretty damn good.
I used the full 3 minutes. Nobody else did.
Right.
So I used the full 3 minutes, and I didn't go over my 500 words. And then this woman said I could have mentioned that, and she come and sat down, and she was really snarky, like, and it was like, I said, steampunk Lara Croft. She had a black ponytail, she was wearing dark glasses.
Yeah.
With a pair of steampunk goggles on, a green tight vest, and cargo shorts.
Right.
Like steampunk cargo shorts.
Yeah.
Do you think she was trying to do?
I'll go on with that.
Yeah. I'm not Lara Croft. I'm not Lara Croft.
Right.
Okay. Fair enough. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Try and beat me into one. I love now. Go on. She got like five sentences in, and she said, "Look, there's nothing. I'm just stood up for She got the hell out of it. And the next closest to me actually got DQ.
Right.
It was not malicious DQ. You're not supposed to do the monologue of a character.
Right.
And he was dressed as Dick Dastardly, and his wife was dressed as Molly.
Right.
So he got a DQ for doing that. And to be fair, I didn't know I was going to do it until an hour ago.
Yeah.
And I just had the Dick Dastardly costume with me. It's only for corn anyway, you know.
Yeah.
But the reason for these competitions is at the start, when you get there, you put your name in as you've got a cat or a cavalier. Or the year before that, it was either Cthulhu or you know. And when it was HG Wells versus HG Wells fans versus Lovecraft fans.
Right.
And you put your name in there, and then through the competition, you win points.
Yeah.
And whichever team has the most points, they pick your name out of the basket.
Right.
And they get free tickets and free hotel the next year.
Right.
If you're in the name for the basket. So if you put your name in Cavaliers, you want the Cavaliers to win because you stand a chance of winning a free trip, you know?
Yeah.
But the cosplay was good. There was no parasol tubes this year, which I was a bit miffed about.
Right.
That's a lot of fun, especially when everyone's umbrellas break and parasols and they just go flying across the room.
Right.
And I didn't spend. I usually take $1,000 for me to spend.
Yeah.
Because I was in hospital a couple of weeks before. I didn't have that.
Right.
And I only spent $40 in the entire weekend. I was so busy. I literally spent $40 in an entire con.
That is bloody good.
Unheard of for me, you know. I never go to a con with less than $500 spent on it. I saved the full year for them.
Yeah.
And all I brought was a pair of leather gloves to go with my safari costume.
Right.
I did have something commissioned for me. I'm not counting that as con money. My ulster and like the leather strap that goes over your shoulder to an ulster. So even with costuming,
Yes.
I only spent 170. That was pretty damn good.
That is.
And they didn't. There was no under $100 costume It's not really a competition, but like, you know, there's usually a panel every year. It says, you know, I built a costume for under $100, and you go in and you show your costume off that you built for under $100.
Yeah.
And I had my less than $100 one, which was my Victorian driving one.
Yeah.
And they didn't have it this time. So I was like, it doesn't matter because I still got a damn good costume, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a damn good cause. I was exhausted by the end of it. I drank so much.
Well, why not? You go to these places to have fun and enjoy yourself, don't you?
So it was really hot, and I was drinking so much water because it was so hot. But I was also knocking back, you know.
Yeah.
Whenever I went, you know, whenever I saw the buddy, we were sharing a drink, you know.
Yeah.
And I went up Saturday afternoon because I had a panel at 5.
Right.
A panel at 7, and then I had to do my known at 9 o'clock. So like, I was. The just to be a competition was just such a runaway, you know what I mean? I think I won by 19 points clear.
Right.
It was but it was so funny. So many videos like it was just hilarious from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
It was just he picked 4 really, you know, not blowing me out drum, but 4 really big personalities
Right.
to do it. So we had a good luck with that. So on the night, because it was Saturday night, that's usually the sing-song night, which means you grab everything you've got left to drink for the night, and you sit around singing songs.
Yeah.
And my wife come down at 2 o'clock. She said, I had a shower and everything, you know. And she's like, oh, did you? I was like, oh. So that means we've just done the song of the Mariner's Revenge.
Yeah.
And you know, it's all like, you know, like the songs that everybody knows, but that old kind of, not quite folky, but like that 60s folk kind of, you know, like.
You had a good time, basically.
Oh, I had a blast, and I can't wait. It's unfortunately it's Telltale, which is the other big convention.
Right.
The other big steam convention in the northeast that we go to. They announced last week that they were told after everything had been booked, the hotel had gone bankrupt, and they'll be ceasing business in October of this year. So they are now scrambling around trying to find an hotel that they can do a convention in. They haven't cancelled it yet.
Right.
But they are looking for a new place to do it.
Well, hopefully they'll find somewhere.
Yeah. It was crazy because the hotel's going bankrupt, but there's over 700 people go to that.
Yeah.
That's 700 rooms.
Yeah.
Plus the bar tab.
Yeah. But one weekend though isn't going to be enough to sustain the business, is it?
No, it's not. But
So,
you know, it's
yeah.
a fair chunk of change. But I think the problem with the hotel is it's gigantic, mate.
Yeah.
It's like the biggest hotel I've ever been in.
Right.
Like, I think my step count last year over the weekend was 14 miles. I'm just walking around the hotel. It was so vast. It was like it's like walking the equivalent of I would say you know I would say it's like walking across Trafalgar Square.
Right.
It's about the size of the Tate Gallery.
Yeah.
Pretty big.
Well, if you've done 14 miles, that's half a marathon.
Yeah. Well, at a convention, usually you do 10 miles in a weekend. Usually. Because every time you walk around the floor,
Yeah.
and you go out, you're like, you know, and you're walking around, you're talking to everyone, you're going to stage, you're walking from panel room to panel room. It soon tacks on.
Yeah.
Well, you've been to the NEC, right?
Yep, I have.
Imagine what it's like walking around the NEC for the weekend. How many miles you're going to clock up?
Yeah. You are very, quite a few.
You know what I mean? The NEC is little.
No, that's a hotel. That'd be that is massive.
Yes, it's bigger than it was bigger than the Wembley Convention Centre.
Right.
Easily.
Right.
And it was also on 4 levels.
I can see how you've done a half marathon walking around it.
Yeah, it's because the bar was on the first floor, the thing was in the basement, the readers' room and the panels room was in the first, like the ground floor.
Yeah.
So just walking, and back down again. And then every time I went to my room, we were on the opposite end of the hotel.
Right.
The convention.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus, the next hotel down the street had a comic book convention on, so I popped in there for an hour. So it was crazy, but small cons. I might be going to England next year as well.
Yeah. Well, let me know. That'd be great. Would you come over for a con or to see family and stuff?
My daughter has just got a scholarship to do a semester in England.
Right.
And I'm not going to say which one, but it's a top university in England.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
It's top 10 universities in England.
Yeah.
It's not Oxford or Cambridge, but it's one of the other good ones.
Yeah.
I went to one of the other good ones.
Yeah.
And it's better than the one I went to. It only has a 12% acceptance rate, and they gave her a scholarship. I mean, Jesus. So if she's going to be out there for 6 months, I was thinking, boy, if we can wing it, financially, I'd go.
Yeah.
It's about time I went back to the old country. It's been 2009.
Right. Yeah. Definitely about time you come back and paid us a visit.
I wouldn't recognise it anymore.
You wouldn't. It's changed a hell of a lot over the last 3 years, 4 years. So 2009, you're looking at 10, 14, 15 years.
It'll be 15 years if I come out on it. But then again, last time I went in 2009, they moved a street. Literally moved a street. It's like, where did the street go?
Yeah.
It was like, they moved it. Can you just pick up a street and move it? What they did.
Yeah.
She said, they just took the road up and moved all the first row of buildings down, and the second row of buildings they turned into shops.
Yeah.
So Jesus. And Birmingham. I'm not from Birmingham. I'm from Warsaw, but Birmingham's gone through such a vast change in the last 20 years as well.
It has.
Redoing all the docks and everything. Doesn't it?
Thank you.
So I'm actually looking forward to. I just hate the flight.
Yeah.
Because you're left up for the day. Like if you could leave here at 9 o'clock in the morning and get to England, so like 9 o'clock in the morning here is 2 in the afternoon there, right?
Yeah.
So if I could take up from here at 9 in the morning,
and
arrive there at 10 o'clock at night, England time.
You used to be able to do things like that when we had Concorde.
Yeah, but it was too expensive to travel on anyway.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That was probably why they stopped flying, but
Well, no, it was because one of them blew up.
yeah, that definitely happened. I can't say that didn't happen. That did happen. It was a combination of that and
Well,
everything
they
else.
would have had to set the wings off and put all that stuff in the wings to stop it happening again.
Yeah, they did. And America hated Concorde anyway, so they made it as difficult as possible for it to operate. So it never.
Well, it could only land at about 4 airports.
Yeah, but the Americans got really stroppy because we developed it and they didn't. The history of it.
Yeah, they did.
But that's
I
another,
think they
that's
were more
another
upset
story.
with the French, personally.
Probably. That's another story for another day.
Yeah, we don't talk about politics on
No,
TikTok.
we don't.
But yeah, so yeah, I had a lot of fun. What have you been doing?
Work. No, I've been. I had some time off. Kind of rejigged a few things around. Seriously got back into the writing, and I'm just trying to build up the social media presence that you need as a new author, with various YouTube channels and TikTok, obviously. And I'm starting to see some results. And my Sci-Fi Fans YouTube channel, which I'm streaming on now as well, is gaining traction. I've picked up probably about 20 or 30 subs over the last month or so. So I've been doing that. I've been doing the writing. So yeah, been busy. Been busy, mate.
Well, if we're busy, we're not in trouble, right?
Exactly.
Just one sec. Hey Siri, what time is it?
It's 23:16.
It's here.
Okay. 23:16, so it's 11:15 your time. So 23 minus 17 is
6.
good at math, me.
6.
6 o'clock, right?
Yeah, 23 minus 17 will be 6. So that's 6 p.m. Yeah.
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 Yeah. And it finally cooled off here.
Right.
Finally dropped under 90 degrees.
So,
I got up at 7 o'clock this morning. It was 62 degrees. I was freezing.
we've had hot weather, not as bad as that, but we've had that over here. And our flat is just such a sun trap because it's south facing. So the bedroom gets the first bit of light in the morning, and because we're on the corner, and our front room is south, it must be south facing because it literally gets the whole day full of sunlight just beaming down. So our flat gets really hot.
That house is like that.
And it takes forever to cool down.
And we have aluminum siding as well.
Right.
So, so yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And our room's above the garage, so we've got no central heating. We've got no air conditioning below us.
Right.
Basically, we've got an oven below us.
Yeah, no, that's... Yeah.
So it's but yeah, it was fall has definitely arrived. It definitely is. I mean, it's still. I mean, it'd still be considered warm in England, but
Yeah.
you know, it's breathable. But yeah, I've been working on book 2 and book 3, and all week I've just been rewriting all of my outlines.
Yeah, amazing. That's, I really do feel for you, mate. If your hard drive's gone kaput.
I think it's kind of a blessing in disguise, actually.
Right.
Because writing the outlines, I wrote the outlines 18 months ago.
Yeah.
now as I am into book 3, writing it. I mean, it's in alpha draft, but I've done the alpha draft, you know.
Yeah.
And I've done a lot more. Like, as I'm doing an alpha draft, I'm usually doing a heavier outline on the next 2 books as well.
Yeah.
So unfortunately I lost the detailed outlines of books 4 and 5.
Right.
But now, as I sat down to rewrite all of the outlines again, I was like, I know these characters in this world so much better now.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of like the universe saying, you can take this diamond and really polish it.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you can see it in a positive light.
Although, if you don't, you'd cry, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would definitely. Yeah.
The only thing that bothers me is I lost all of it.
Yeah. That's right.
I lost all of the costume pictures.
Yeah.
That's the one. But then again, like I said, everyone who I've done photo shoots with said they do photo shoots again.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. I was going to say, I need to go to bed.
Dude, it's late there, 23:16.
Yeah.
It's late for this guy. So I'm going to let you go because I have to get ready for the podcast.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Okay, then, mate.
Same time next week.
Same time next week, same bad channel, same bad place. Okay, see you later, mate.
All right, mate. No, thanks a lot for joining, and in touch.
Always good talking with you, bro.
And don't forget to text me as well. You got my number.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to set up WhatsApp. Yeah, it's like I should do it.
Yeah.
You messaged me on here, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I sent it to you.
Yeah. Okay, then, mate.
All
I'll
right.
have a look. All right, ta-ra a bit.
All right. See you later, Monty. Take care of yourself, and hopefully catch up next week.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Cheers.